Hey, Matt.
Howdy.
This is going to be a speedy episode.
Maybe.
Kind of. Only because we're so late into doing this, and I don't want to spend the majority of my night on this. Not that we haven't already, kind of, I guess. But, what are we doing?
Gamers 2 podcast. Week of... I almost said January.
I thought you were going to say June, and I was like, I don't know where you're going.
I don't know what day it is. It's Pearl Harbor Day.
It is Pearl Harbor Day.
For another 11 minutes. December 7th.
1942. A day that will... Anyway, yeah, so gaming, news, nerd culture. Hopefully, when we get to the news, the actual news, this was my doc this week. I think it's probably my best doc I've ever done.
Ooh.
So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
Okay.
That being said, hopefully you have opinions on some of the things that were in there. I saw you added one thing the entire week to the doc.
Yeah, I made a
Because
point
it was
to
your
add-
boy.
I didn't want to forget about it, so I was like, I'll type this in real quick.
And
Didn't look at the doc since that point.
but that is the news that we will get to in a minute. What have you been doing since last week?
Let's see here. Not really playing games. Watching a lot of anime, doing all the anime shows. Added another one in, don't know if it's going to stay, called SSS Gridman, I believe. It seems to be a homage, perhaps, to like the mecha genre of anime. So
you
like
and your mechs.
Gundam, and it's got heavy influences from, I want to say, Ultraman.
Okay.
Ultra. It's I don't know, I can't remember. I think it's Ultra, but yeah, that's about it. I did play some Mario Kart this evening. I made it through four races before I got
played-
fucking furious.
You were playing a Grand Prix. You were playing Mario Kart.
Yeah.
What has happened to Matt? This is a very non-Matt thing. A Nintendo product.
Yeah. So I did that, and I raced against three other people, 4 people, including myself.
Let's be honest. You are racing against yourself.
Yes and no. So I made it to 4 races before I was like, you know what? Fuck this game. All right. I'm here to race. I'm not here to deal with these fucking shells and all sorts of shit.
Fair.
Racing prowess, was, it's there.
I mean, depends on the game. Arcade racer, 50-50. In a versus setting.
We'll have to have like a Horizon. I got to see if I've gotten any better at Horizon or not, or if the game likes me anymore.
I'll have to let you host just so nothing potentially goes wrong with a connection.
Yeah, I did talk to someone. We're getting off topic already. I did talk to someone at work about it who does play online heavily, and he had like, I started saying what my issue was, and he basically was like, "I already know what you're going to say. You're not crazy." Apparently, it's a common occurrence to where, like, for whatever reason, like when we're racing, you'll be in first and I'll be in like dead last.
Yeah,
and that's always the case, and like, whatever. It's weird. Apparently, that's a common occurrence. Like,
weird
with people playing together.
I say, like, the only time that's ever been, there was the one time you and I were both in first and second, and then you hit a tree.
Yeah, that one was completely my fault. But there's some weird, like, I don't know. There's some weird thing that happens there. Anyways, getting off topic. Yeah, I played Mario Kart. Still hate it. I like the idea of it, but it's not for me. Like, I just want to race. I don't want to deal with all these.
Oh, well, I guess we'll bring that up later, but you're not about this new Crash Team Racing?
Honestly, I missed that whole trailer, so I don't even know if it was any good.
That's the same as before, just prettier, I guess.
I never got into Crash Team Racing.
Neither did I.
So, anyways, we'll talk about it. What have you been doing?
I've been doing the huge, as the kids say.
Mm-hmm.
Been playing Heroes of the Storm.
Yep.
Been playing Forza. Been playing Red Dead. Those are my 3 from this week. It's what I did.
Yeah.
It's what I do. I'm still at the same point we talked about on Thursday in Red Dead. roughly, I think, to the end of 6. It hasn't said that I started the epilogue, but I'm pretty sure it's right there is where that transition happens. I would assume.
Yeah, you're playing as...
Yes.
Yeah, you should be part 1.
Yeah, it just hasn't like come across
Yeah.
and said it yet. So yeah, that's there. You know, I stand. Oh god, I wanted to reference the song.
I stand unshaken.
I stand unshaken amidst a crashing world or something like that.
High honor.
High honor.
High honor. Did you go back?
Almost,
or
I
did
think,
you,
maxed out.
Did you go back or did you?
I
Help.
did not. I went help.
Okay, we got the same ending then.
Okay. Is there a different?
There's like. So the more I look into it,
'Cause
the more
I'm
variations there are.
I'm also
and
purposely tiptoeing this because it's still spoiler territory.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, for that ending, there's 4.
For the one we chose, or for that moment?
That moment.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Obviously, choice A or B, and then high honor, low honor.
Oh, okay.
From what I've seen, but every time I look into it, there's more variations along the way, and I'm like, what?
We'll have to discuss it another time to actually
Yeah.
really sit down
Yeah.
with it, I guess. Yeah, so that's where I was. Forza, and still just trying. I'm doing some stuff trying to finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
We're into winter season again, so I was doing a drag race on the frozen lake. That's one of the spots that becomes open only when winter happens, and that's.
Yeah, I don't know if
I got one more barn find.
I have one more as well. I don't know. There's how many total? 15? 14?
14? I think 14.
I think, yeah. Cause I think
14
I'm
or
on
15. I think it's full columns, so 15. 5 columns of 3.
I'm on 13, I think.
I have one left, and I think it's 15 then. 'Cause I think it's full columns. I don't think there's a half column. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then a lot of Heroes of the Storm. It's just been like Todd and I's jam.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was something else I did, but probably not.
And then I started watching Gymkhana. The Gymkhana Files.
Gymkhana on Amazon?
Amazon.
Pretty
good. Pretty just entertaining. It's not like a crazy good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's entertaining to watch. If you like that kind of stuff, it's cool to watch him do it, or him like walk through them making 10 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Them and the unicorns.
Oh yeah. There was I wanted to talk to you about it when we watched the Game Awards, but opportunity didn't arise. There's a have you ever heard of Drag Week?
Is that like where a bunch of dudes dress up as chicks?
No. Although I would also be interested in doing that. No,
In doing it or seeing it?
I'd never heard of it. I'm not the drag racing thing. I'm not super like into, but
I'm not usually either because I don't know. It just doesn't.
it's
It's not the same. It's not.
But apparently, there's a thing that they do once every year called Drag Week, where you have a car that your drag car, and you have to drive it to every strip, and you have to have all the spare parts and stuff like that on the vehicle and everything. And then the idea is it's a rally, so like point to point rally with checkpoints, but also you go to the drag strip and you have to lay down a drag time.
Interesting.
And I was like, that would be awesome.
That'd be fun to just follow. Like,
Yeah.
not have to actually, like, not necessarily participate in, but to just drive with, like, the crews or like, behind them or whatever and just watch this event and then move to the next checkpoint.
So how I found out about it, I'll try to do this really short, but it's a YouTube channel, Australian YouTube channel, who shipped a car over to the US to do it.
Okay.
And there was other Australian teams who were also going to come do it, but their cars didn't make it through customs in time.
Cocaine.
So they just basically tumored on to...
Oh, so they're all one major team.
It's all just one big Australian group that they're traveling around. So the teams that their car didn't make it through, they're like the catering service.
Yeah.
So
We brought our own catering service. As you can see, our roadies here.
yeah. We're doing this late.
Yeah, we're doing it late.
Had to rip my doorknob off. Don't buy cheap doorknobs.
PSA, cheap doorknobs not good.
The tip of the episode.
I'm honestly surprised you like just shatter your door at the same time. Knowing how like I can see you getting frustrated enough, and then there goes the inside of the door, and you just being like, "That's it. I'm taking the whole thing off the hinges," and then just.
It was real close. It was real close, but I didn't have a solution for breaking my door open.
Yeah.
I only had a solution for getting a new doorknob because Walmart is open and carries those. This is not an exaggeration. With just my anger and my bare hands, I was really close to ripping the doorknob straight off the door. I bent it and pulled it out a good quarter of an inch, and I just didn't have quite enough
enough fury
in the gut. Like, it's been a long couple days, and life has been beating me down. So, I just wasn't quite there.
Well,
I had to bust out the short crowbar.
Sam texted me and was like, "I'm sorry about tonight," and I was like, "It's like whatever. Like, I'm not actually worried about it." And she's like, "How mad is he?" And I was like, honestly, at this point, it sounds more like he's just mad that the world's trying to stop him from recording, and he's just not having it. So she's like, "Wait, he's still going to record?" I'm like, "Yeah, he's been calling me this entire time." She's like, "He's been calling you?" I was like, "I know what's going on."
Yeah, it's been a fun evening. Anyways, on with the show.
In terms of more entertaining things that you could buy along with a new doorknob, are these items on the new release list. PlayStation Classic came out this week.
I wish it wasn't so expensive.
$100, right?
$100.
$100.
No power brick. You have to buy your own power block. Which is just
what is this, Nintendo?
Yeah, it just takes a cell phone one, but still it's a slap in the face.
That's a 3DS move if I've ever heard of it.
Gamer Nexus, the YouTube channel, did a really cool teardown of it to show you basically what's in it.
I hope everybody else does that same video.
Yeah.
Walmart PC video. Am I right, folks? Also out this week, Assassin's Creed Odyssey DLC is now out. Gwent had its official release for PS4 and Xbox.
Huh.
Just Cause 4 for PS4, Xbox, and PC. Override Mech City Brawl. PS4, Xbox, and PC.
Sounds
it's a mech fighter.
They need like mech
Street Fighters, but mech.
I wonder if you can customize your mech.
I didn't look much more than... There's a trailer. Prison Boss VR for PS4.
That's so American.
Oh, yeah.
Let me run a prison.
Yeah, not a gulag. Thronebreaker. That's the Witcher game. The strategy one for PS4 and Xbox. Was out on PC before. We talked about it. Ashen on Xbox and PC. Counter-Strike Global Offensive has a Battle Royale mode now, and it is also now free. This gets put up here instead of in the news, because this is the only part I feel like talking about it. You can still buy a $14.99 version. It's not a premium version. It gives you it's their way of doing the drops and stuff that you can still earn, but you can play the game for free completely. So
new maps, same maps.
I think it's all still the same everything, but then there's this Battle Royale thing that they've now opened it to. Mm-hmm. I didn't look much more than that. Saw it on Steam and went, interesting. Hello Neighbor Hide and Seek for PS4, Xbox, and Switch. PUBG for PS4. Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
For the Switch. And the Battlefield 5 DLC finally dropped. So cool.
For shizzle.
We're already into the end of the releases for 2018.
Very soon.
End of the AAA.
Very
Except,
soon.
Kingdom Hearts, I guess.
Is that coming out this year?
It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be this month. Anyway.
It'll never happen. It'll just be perpetually coming out.
Am I right, folks? Perpetually coming out.
Of the closet. No.
I'm trapped in the closet. And I pull out my gun. South Park reference. Travolta, Tom Cruise, and a bunch of other people end up in the closet and they won't come out. R. Kelly, same thing. It's everybody. And I pull out my gun. Anyway, entertaining episode. But into the news headlines, because we are going to have a lot to talk about because the Game Awards happened this week, and they're at the bottom. So, and there's deals. Nate made a big doc.
Chunky.
Hey, Nate's got that big doc. Anyway, here we go. And number 1, Ubisoft made the news a few times early in the week. The first time they made it was that their points service, the little club points that you get, are going to be disappearing.
Ah.
There's now an expiration date tied to them.
They're keeping the system, though, right? Just they expire.
I believe so. The details are a little weird, and apparently it's different in Canada.
Okay.
So I would say check your local region for listings. But it's basically at a certain point, like in, I think, is it April? It's either April or March next year. You're going to lose probably a small percent of whatever you have right now. Like, say you had 200, it might be 20. So either just spend 20 before then or whatever.
I believe
they're putting a timeout window, like a 2-year timeout window on.
Yeah. That was the blurb
so that way you
I
can't
read.
just stockpile the shit out of it.
I think I had inadvertently, it's my fault for them killing them because I thought about using them.
Ooh.
So,
you can't think about that.
They just sit there, and I don't think anyone really, I don't know. Most people, I'm assuming.
When I boot up Assassin's Creed for the first time each year, I do it. And then
Yeah.
when I boot up the Division 2, it's going to be the same thing. I'm going to be like, what cool things can I get out of Division 2? Give me these sweet cosmetic looking things.
So I was getting to the point where I need a new game, and I was like, I'll.
I think one of the redemptions for 20% off.
Yeah, I was like, you can use the X amount of points, get 20% off a game. And I was like, I could buy Assassin's Creed this way. And then I went to log in to check it out, and the little thing popped up, and it was like,
warning.
blah, 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 blah. And I was like, really, motherfuckers? I go to use this shit, and you're telling me they're going to expire?
Yep.
But yeah.
So yeah, you get Assassin's Creed that way. I'm pretty sure you can use it to buy the pre-order of Division 2. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff.
I like that idea, though. Like, they're rewarding the loyalty. I kind of like it.
Yeah. Hey, you're always here. Just kind of keep spending. We can't have people just holding on to this currency forever. Yeah. We're giving it to you for free. Spend it on the stuff we're making. Anyway. They also had Project Bowmore, Project Rocket, and Project Egyptus, which are all potential Ubisoft games, pop up online, though really kind of nobody knows what they are. They showed up on people's LinkedIn profiles, having been worked on and stuff like that. So Ubisoft might have 3 more games to announce at E3. Interesting. Interessante. Italian meme, I don't know. And Matt's favorite news of the week. Mike Laidlaw is joining Ubisoft Montreal for an unannounced project. He joins after having consulted for them for the last roughly year. And that studio's most recent game was Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So I find it funny that they say an unannounced project. You mean the Assassin's Creed that's happening in 2 years? Solid bet.
I wonder if this is like them either they're gonna split Assassin's Creed and do one that's more RPG focused and one that's more action orientated, like a traditional, or if they're just gonna swing Assassin's Creed even more towards RPG.
I think it'll just be more of the same.
Yeah,
because I mean I haven't played Odyssey. But from the outside, looking at both Origin and Odyssey, and I played Origin, but even from looking at the outside of both of them, you're like, now you really run into the same game. It might very well be very different, but
yeah,
I've got an Assassin's Creed background. Probably not that different. So maybe he's gonna bring in the, what if we made it Dark Souls but Assassin's Creed, and you're like, oh god no. So we'll see.
We'll probably end up talking about it at some point because it's probably going to work out where we end up getting the game and playing it roughly around the same time. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Christmas, in case anybody's curious when I'm going to play Assassin's Creed.
Tradition.
Nate gets
Assassin's Creed on Christmas.
I'm sure everybody is just chomping at the bit to find out when I play Assassin's Creed each year. Leave your reviews and comments below.
Number 2.
Or on Facebook and Twitter. William douchebag. Sorry, the =3 trailer started running in my head. I know. Yeah.
He's losing his mind, guys. A new Tony Hawk skateboarding game is in the works, but it might not be the one you want. Listings on Google Play and the Apple App Store show that a new free-to-play title, Tony Hawk's Skate Jam, is coming on December 13 to Android and iOS devices.
Just thought it was interesting because he before said that he was no longer working with Activision on skate games, and this is apparently supposed to be maybe the first one that he's doing without them.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to mobile, so I don't know.
I could see that working.
I can see it kind of working. I don't.
If it's like more arcadey.
I always have a problem with touch sticks,
like
joysticks that are on the touch screen.
Yeah,
because my thumb slightly will slide out of the circle, and then I'm not moving anymore. I'm like,
it's just not intuitive.
Yeah, and I don't know how. I don't know.
And it's also awkward if they're going to use like the gyro, like
yeah. If they didn't use the gyro, but this is the one part where like the skate mechanic would probably come in well, where you're using the right stick to flick for the tricks, and that's all that is just you drawing a line with the joystick.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just draw the line with your thumb instead of the joystick.
Yeah.
So I mean that could kind of work. We shall see.
We'll find out for sure.
If it's free, I'll download it. If it's money, only if I have money from Google surveys.
Money.
I don't spend money. And now one of the big news releases that then got immediately overshadowed. Number 3. Valve made significant changes to its Steam distribution agreement on Friday, right after we recorded, taking to the official Steam community blog to line out all of the alterations. Among them is the introduction of a new revenue split for its online marketplace, and seeing how that's the big actual focus of this, that's the only part we actually are going to talk about. The revenue split changes the agreement by giving developers more money depending on the number of unit sales they make. Valve typically has taken about 30% of all Steam sales through the platform, with a few exceptions from other utilizing the Steam Direct platform. I wrote that wrong. Now, for game sales between 10 million and 50 million, developers will earn a revenue split at 25%. For every sale after 50 million, Steam will only take 20% from the game's overall earnings. So if you happen to make buku bucks, AAA developers, this works. If you're an indie dev, doesn't matter. Almost kind of sucks. Because you're still beholden to the old policy.
Kind of. Yeah, I mean, a smidge. They gave you a smidge more.
Yeah.
Smidgen.
But that's only still if you hit that threshold.
So before that threshold, it's still 30%?
I believe so, yeah. Still 30-70.
So greedy. 30% seems really high to me.
Apparently that's the norm. Like that was, I'll say it is at one point was definitely the norm. A couple years ago that was the norm. iPhone used to be that way. They switched their App Store, I believe, to 1585.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
But I think a lot of places are probably 30-70. Well, not anymore, as per the next story.
Epic has indirectly responded to Steam's store changes with the news of opening its own store.
Boom, got him.
Here are the highlights.
They fucking got him, folks. Hello. Epic, a lot of money. Fortnite, you ever heard of it? Marketplace. What up? Get your skins here.
Launching in 2019 for Mac, Windows, and then Android and more.
Which that part's interesting.
The and more part?
Even Android being mentioned, because now are you saying you're going to try to go against like Google Play Store? Or are you saying you're going to offer Android games on a PC? That's where I'm kind of like, well, I'm just curious to see what they do with that. That's all.
Probably, I would assume, I don't know about, yeah, probably compete against Google Play Store, I would assume, like to some degree.
Intriguing.
Money. It'll open first with a hand-curated set of games. I'm assuming the curation's like a permanent fixture. Like that's the shtick.
I assume it is to an extent. It'll probably be less curated as it goes on, obviously. Start big because you want to have a big correct non-garbage filled front, but then loosen your borders a little bit to get more things in.
They're not requiring DRM.
Doesn't mean that games won't have it.
Just that it's not
a requirement to have it.
Yeah. Developers receive 88% of revenue, the company wrote. Quote, there are no tiers or thresholds. Epic takes 12%, and if you're using Unreal Engine, Epic will cover the 5% engine royalty for sales on Epic Games Store out of Epic's 12%. End quote. That's
meaning that Epic would only take
aggressive.
7%.
That's very aggressive.
Yeah.
But when you have buku Fortnite dollars,
7% of a dollar isn't hurting you any.
Yeah, see, I think the difference here is that Valve is Steam's bread and butter. Like, that's how they make all their money.
Yeah.
Epic's storefront is
Complete side project.
Side business, side project.
Yep.
If it takes off, great. If it doesn't, no big deal.
Yeah, they literally don't lose anything by doing this.
And everyone's been, like, literally salivating for a competitor to Steam.
Yeah, because they have to force each other to be better.
Be better.
We need no monopolies out here. We drive forward.
Let's see here. Continuing on. Developers will also be able to have full control over the store pages for their games, and buyers will be immediately invited to a newsfeed that puts them in contact with developers about updates and other games.
So cool that you get to customize your store page. I don't know how much you can customize Steam's. I'm pretty sure you can't, other than like choosing some stuff, like pictures and whatever's up there.
I'm curious. Well, I guess if they're hand curating, if they're they won't run into the same issues that Valve runs into with Steam and like, content, mature content,
Too much going on, yeah,
and whatnot.
And then the newsfeed thing is like, okay, are you going to give me notifications either in there or am I signing up for a mailing list? But still, I guess it's kind of cool that rather than have to constantly open the law, I don't know. It's a weird, like, okay, like a neat feature, but not one I would probably take advantage of. But I understand it.
The one that's like, the part of that statement that's interesting is the direct contact with developers. Like, what does that entail?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be more of just like,
Is that like
rather than go to Reddit and listen to their blog posts there, they can make them here.
Yeah. Epic will incorporate its recently launched Support a Creator program meant to hook up developers with content creators like streamers and YouTubers. Those creators will get a part of the profits as well, depending on the relationship that they have with the developer. That's a great idea. Quote, if you opt to if you opt to participate, creators who refer players to buy your game will receive a share of the revenue that you set, tracked by code or affiliate marketing link, Epic explained. To start the creator economy, Epic will cover the first 5% of creator revenue sharing for the first 24 months. They are like, let me use this giant war chest that I have of
Do you
cash.
see the money that I do Scrooge McDuck backflips into? Yeah, I got this. Don't worry about it, guys. You good. You're good. Y'all good, folks. Don't worry about it.
Bold moves.
Bold moves.
I like it.
Indeed.
I don't want to like it, but I like it.
I as we kind of talked about before, I just want a launcher. I love all the storefronts. Now I just need one launcher. I need a bunch of storefronts, one launcher. Bunch of storefronts, one launcher. I don't need 17 launchers and one storefront. I need one launcher and 17 storefronts.
That's the problem. And did they specify, like, this is a launcher, I'm assuming?
I believe both. I believe it operates as both. I can show you later, kind of. I'm not going to spend too much time after we're done, but
I've messed with Epic's.
Right, but they've now upped it. There is an update out with the store there to kind of give you an idea of what it is.
Yeah.
So now they have a library of stuff that you bought and you see your games. Kind of more like Origin, where it's that stuff.
It's just so frustrating. Like, if you are someone who plays games a lot, like I play casually, you're probably like casual, like right at that threshold.
High casual.
Mm-hmm. But like someone who has,
upper casual class.
Yeah, someone who has more time and like
somebody that plays games for money.
Like they're gonna have to have like a program where they type in the game name to figure out how launcher, like what system, like or what service they bought it from, so they can figure out where to launch it.
What hard drive do I have this on? Oh, why did I buy GTA on 17 different platforms? I forgot which one I owned it on.
And then what if, like, you start running into the issues where the game doesn't play nice with...
Oh, yeah, everybody else doesn't play, and it's... What about my friends list? Do they go all the way across? Like, if I buy the game on Steam and the person buys it on you play. Can we play together? I don't know. I know that for a fact. Yes, you can on that exact scenario. So don't at me, people. But I get it.
That's what we're using examples
It's
here.
it's the Coke.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It's the
I
Coke.
got you with
It's
that
giving
Coke.
give me the acid. Not really the acid, more like just the hiccups and burps.
That's all right. I was like, when I was driving around, like, trying to figure out the situation, I was like so angry that I was getting indigestion and like freaking vomiting in my mouth every 2 seconds, like out of anger.
I am gonna angrily vomit all over this thing. Get myself.
I was sitting there like ripping on this doorknob, be like, I fucking hate this house. Like, good times. Poor Milo. It was just a disaster. Anyways, where were we?
I am gonna hijack you for the next one.
Okay.
And I'm gonna skip to number 6, and then you're gonna go back to 5.
Okay.
Because 6 is epic, and I should have ordered them better. People are now trying to sue Fortnite. And welcome, folks, to being at the top.
Want some of that money that
I
they're dumping
need your
on?
money. Reddit user no_reason27 took to legal advice, seeking opinions on whether or not he has the right to sue Epic Games for using his idea without explicit permission. The post has since been deleted, though Twitter bots have already archived the original post. Quote, "Hi, I'm the guy that posted the original message." Whoa, shit. I clicked the link somewhere. My doc's freaking out. Hi, I'm the guy that posted the original message photo of the moth, and I recently learned that Fortnite is making it into a character. He's speaking of the moth meme.
Okay.
And Fortnite is making it into a character, and I was wondering if that was legal for them to do, and if so, what should I do to get compensated or them to take it down? I've already emailed them, and I'm waiting on a response.
What did you see any of the?
I haven't seen anything.
Sponsors?
No, I didn't go dig into the thread.
I'm curious what legal advice said. Might have to dig that up later.
Yeah, you'll probably just have to find the archive link. And then the other person suing Epic, rapper 2 Milli, is suing Epic Games, the makers of Fortnite, for allegedly using and profiting from, without permission, a dance move that he created. The dance move in question is the Milli Rock, which 2 Milli, whose real name is Terrence Ferguson, popularized in a music video on YouTube in 2014. The move has since been widely recreated, even by celebrities like Rihanna and the Manchester United soccer team, and in July 2008, the Fortnite emote imitating the dance called Swipe It became available.
What do you think?
Good luck.
That's the problem here. Is I feel like there's a moral gray area here. I don't think it's necessarily morally right that they're profiting from these things that someone else created. But at the same time, like, how do you can't, like, trade, like, how do you trademark that? Can you trademark a dance move? Can you trademark,
you
like...
can. The problem is, can they claim what everybody loves to claim in the great YouTube sphere that I'm blanking slightly on the name of? Fair use.
Yeah.
Have they altered it enough to say that it's fair use?
Can
the guy claim a meme that they made a moth costume in the game?
Yeah. See, that's the issue, though. Like,
the dance is one thing.
Even if they can't legally claim it, that's real shitty when they're making billions on this game and they're using other people's ideas to make billions. It's like,
it would be one of the
you
things
guys
like if they acknowledged it and then went to say they don't like settle, right?
Yeah.
They go to Millie and they're like, "Hey, I get it. I'll give you a cut if you really want it, but how about we both come out of this looking like pretty good and we'll give something to a charity?" And
that's still a cop.
I know, but it's a great PR move. It's a great PR move.
All these companies are a bunch of dicks.
Once you have money, certified dick.
All right. Pokemon Go will finally be getting trainer battles.
You bet your ass it will, folks.
We knew this would be coming, but it has finally been detailed. You versus another player in a 4-minute battle using 3 Pokemon each. How classic. Players will need to be physically in the same location as their opponent to do battle. This restriction is imposed by requiring the pair's battle code to be physically scanned.
Yep.
Like a QR code?
Yeah, it's a QR code.
Blurp, blurp. Do battle.
So, you and I can't be at home. I think there is a part of that where I believe if your friendship level is high enough, because you have friendship levels with each other, Pokemon, and if your friendship level is high enough, you can do it remotely with each other, but otherwise you have to be 1v1 me, bro.
That's a really cool idea, though. I kind of like that they're like trying to.
It's still not the turn-based style
Yeah.
that like we're all used to. It's still the
Tap,
like
bullshit.
Yeah, I think it's tapping, but it is going to take into effect type differences. So like weaknesses versus strengths, and you can apparently hot swap between characters as you're doing stuff. So it's like if somebody swaps one in, you could just grab your other guy and then go back at it, and then
So there's gonna be some like crazy shit going on.
yeah. So when you're watching the E-League tournament of this, and the guy's just
It's gonna
going
be nasty. It's gonna be so nasty.
when they show the player cam and then the screen cam, and the player cam is just him going.
This is gonna become a whole thing, and we're gonna have like, there's gonna be like we're gonna have cell phone benchmarks based on this whole thing. We're gonna have all sorts of craziness that comes from this if it takes off, I guess. Yeah, Pokemon Go having a little bit of resurgence there. Really interesting.
Indeed. But speaking of things that have a resurgence,
You're welcome.
what? You're saying you had a resurgence?
No, I'm saying you're welcome.
Uh,
You know,
for-
for the segue.
Oh, okay. It's like I'm so okay. I thought you were telling me I'm welcome for you resurging for the resurgence.
I'm not resurging shit.
for the-
I'm going downhill.
Or if like I'm supposed to thank you for the resurgence of Pokemon Go. I was like really confused.
I'm halfway down the hill.
But you're only
Wait, I'm at the
tippy
I'm at
top
the
of, you're
I'm at
the
the
tippy top of the mountain,
tippity bottom of the hill, but I'm really only halfway
way
down.
down.
Oh,
I
yeah.
messaged somebody because they were talking about G Fuel or something, and I was like, "Oh, have you seen the Doc's flavor?" They're like, "Who's the Doc?" I was like, "You listen to the podcast and you don't know who the Doc is. You don't know who the two-time back-to-back blockbuster video game champion of the world of 1993 and 1994 is."
That is like
With the Lambo,
unspeakably
the Caterpillar,
terrible.
the Google prototype. Come on,
The bulletproof mullet dripping down the back of his neck.
the Slick Daddy Club,
6'8", 37-inch vertical leap.
black on blackberry, G Fuel flavor.
We could go on for a while probably on this.
So funny story. I'm going to delay talking about the next story only for a second because I'm going to get to it because we really have to get to the Game Awards one. It's going to take a while. There's a video. I'm pretty sure I've showed it to you. It's a World of Warcraft video from back in the day. It's called Jimmy, the World of Warcraft story.
Yep.
It's all about the Professor Plums. I was talking with Todd about that the other night because we were just talking about it. Something. I don't know if Classic WoW came up or just memories.
Yeah.
I basically recited the entire video. I have the thing burned into my memory. He's like, I'm pretty sure he's like, I knew the video pretty well. You weirdly know it too well. And I was like, oh, my bad. Just watched it too much. Number 7. We have the retro consoles, but now a company called Analog, who is known for making custom Nintendo and Sega consoles, has released a new SNES with electronic label Ghostly. The console plays the actual cartridges, runs them in 1080p, and outputs digital audio. What up?
That had to take some fucking tomfoolery
Oh, I'm sure it
to
did.
play an original cartridge and output it 1080p,
That's what it says it could do.
and it still works, and it's not like broken.
It's what it says it can do.
There's some crazy fucking like on system.
Oh, they're sacrificing goats
like
on the-
emulator going on there.
Yeah, they're sacrificing goats the entire time. They have to be.
Oh yeah, that's impressive though.
I'm
impressive.
intrigued.
I like was so irritated. So like I work in retail, obviously, and I was talking to I was helping our Nintendo rep, and he's like, "Oh, you guys excited for the PlayStation Classic?" And I like legit laughed in his face, and I thought he was kidding. I thought he was joking, and I laughed, and I think I offended him. And I was like, "Dude, no one." I'm like, "That thing's a complete ripoff." Like, I can't believe that they think that people are going to buy this at $100. Blah blah. I stated my argument against it, And then later on at that day, I don't know if it came up like on Reddit or something like that. I saw gameplay of like the original games being played. I was like, fuck, I want that thing.
Almost just to slap you in the face with a...
Like, it's... Yeah, and then I remembered like, oh, I could just do like a, RetroPie or something like that.
Yeah.
Those damn retro consoles. You know what it is too? Like, and everyone probably does this. Like, I want it. Like, I'm like, oh, it looks so cool. It'd be so great to play those games. You buy it. You play a game for like maybe a half hour, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to do something else. And then you never fucking touch it again.
Yeah, I still have too much I need to play of current things to be nostalgically going back for other things right now.
Yeah.
Do I love the idea of getting the other console, though? This one I just mentioned, where I can still play my cartridges and play them not having to hook up with some dumb coax way into my TV? Mm-hmm. Yes, that I like.
Yeah. All right.
And honestly, if all these old like retro or mini consoles played... Max, that's a sticker. You can't play with that. If they played the old ones, like the old cartridges and stuff, I would have bought them. It wouldn't even be a question. But because they're just emulators with a select few games, no, I don't want it.
Yeah. All right. Have you watched the new Marvel trailers?
One of them.
One of them?
Yes.
Which one?
The
All right,
Avengers.
so 2 came out.
Yep.
Captain Marvel, released earlier.
Which has almost a side-for-side shot of Iron Man during Avengers as her moment.
Yep. And
slightly disappointing, but I'm still excited for that movie, kind of.
And then the second one was of Avengers Endgame.
Yep.
So which one did you watch?
Endgame.
You watched Endgame. You didn't watch Marvel.
Not all of it. No, I just saw the side by side.
It's pretty generic. It's a very generic trailer. I'm not like everyone's like kind of going off about like Captain Marvel. Like, oh, it looks so good. I think it looks fucking like the Nick Fury part is cool.
Yeah, part of it for me is that we're slowly reaching the people that are just going to jerk off Marvel and not critique them.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what's scaring me now.
Yeah,
now we're to that point where it's like they almost can't do anything wrong, and you're like, whoa, you got to be real careful when you start giving people that much.
Yeah,
power.
Bethesda.
Yeah, then you get Fallout 76, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
So, I'll ask you on the one that I saw. Because I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Yeah.
But I feel like I have a much more divisive opinion.
Okay.
So, what was your thought about Avengers Endgame? Did you watch the trailer?
Yeah, I did. Okay. My initial thought on it after watching the trailer was I was extremely underwhelmed by the trailer. Which it's a trailer. Like, whatever. They're probably doing a slow burn. I don't know. Like, the whole... It's hard for me to have faith that they're not going to do, like, the cliche movie. You know what I mean? Like, we know where point B is. We know where they are at point A. Like, how many different ways can you get to point B? You know what I mean? Like, that's my thoughts on it initially. Yeah. Especially with the way they presented all the characters too, like in the trailer, like you see Cap and he's got his shaved beard, and like you see Stark and he's fucking talking about Pepper and like, worried that he's not going to get his dick wet again, and like, like I'm just like, okay, like here we are, another Avengers or another movie with all the Avengers. Like, anyways, what do you think?
Not good.
Not good. Okay.
I looked at the trailer and I went,
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's not bad, but it's not good. And I'm really hoping that it's just because it's the first one, and then like when we hit February, they really hit you with the actual like good hit, the Here We Go trailer.
Yeah,
kind of where you see like, oh, we're doing this, but then you get the sweet like battle scene trailer that you had for the first Infinity War of them actually storming and fighting in Wakanda and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, give me some, like, it's not even that they didn't give me anything. It's that I'm looking at it like, yes, we know all of this. None of this is even a trailer in a movie. This all could have just been credit scenes.
Yeah. It's hard to have faith that the movie's going to be as good as Infinity War.
Yeah. So I'm just going to go in with super low expectations currently.
Yeah.
Because that trailer, I was just like, all right. Like, and I obviously all you see is, oh, the trailer's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I'm like, what part is so good? Somebody tell me what was so good about it. I'm like, the only moment that might be like really good is kind of Tony talking for the recording of Pepper. But that's it. Otherwise, it's the cliche, which, I mean, Captain Rogers is literally a cliche the entire time anyway. It's just what Captain America is cliche. That's just what it is. But when he's like, oh, is this plan going to work? And he's like, well, if it doesn't, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Like, no shit.
The most interesting part for me in the trailer was...
Isn't that a callback? Doesn't he say that some other time?
I don't know.
It's a callback to his first movie when... I don't know.
Hawkeye. Seeing Hawkeye. I was like... I like when you're not quite sure, like, how a character's going to turn out, you know? Because of, like, some traumatic
Hawkeye,
experience.
Ant-Man, yada, yada.
Well, like, even to a certain extent, like, what is interesting to me about Hawkeye is, like, his character was so steadfast and everything throughout all the other movies. And then, like, something's gonna happen. Like, his family's probably got fucking snapped or whatever.
Yeah. Ape shit time.
Yeah, you can kind of predict how everyone else will react, or you've seen them in that situation already. Whereas Hawkeye, you haven't. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. We'll get to see him being fucking nutso or whatever.
But yeah, we'll see. Underwhelming. Not as hype as I think everybody wants to think it is. Number 9. WB Montreal might be making another Batman game. Assistant producer Valerie Venzina tweeted a photo of a shirt with a logo on it similar to that of the Court of Owls. In the comics, the Court of Owls is a group of Gotham's most powerful citizens who use their power and influence to manipulate the events that take place in the city in order to serve their own twisted goals.
Sounds like the U.S. government.
Shots fired. I just thought that was interesting because they're the ones that did Arkham Origins, which wasn't a bad game. So
yeah,
I'm down. I'm always down for more Batman, mostly because Spider-Man was more Batman. So we'll see. We'll see if it's real.
From an outsider's perspective, I'm like, Jesus Christ, another one?
Yeah, no, I mean, you're not wrong. It is. I would completely agree with you. That's like, really? But at the same time, I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
As long as they don't have as rocky of a thing as Arkham Knight did, they're fine.
I don't think any of the games have been like particularly weak either.
No, I don't think any of them have been weak. Knight was probably the weakest, maybe, because it was in a really weird place with like the tank and stuff, and they had all those bugs in the beginning. Like, it had a bad launch.
Speaking of bad launches, Bethesda has tried to write...
Hey, zing! Suck it, Bethesda. Love you. Kind of. Not really. I don't know. You know what
we just want you to do better.
Yeehaw! On Tycoon Todd Howard.
Bethesda
that was more towely than it. Yeah, whatever.
Bethesda has tried to right another of their wrongs by finally making the infamous canvas bags.
Baggate, folks.
Baggate.
Baguette.
Yeah, that's what clicked in my head there. That said, they said, quote, we are finalizing manufacturing plans for replacement canvas bags for Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. If you purchased the CE, please visit our website and submit a ticket by January 31st, 2019. We'll arrange to send you a replacement as soon as the bags are ready, end quote. Yeah, that's like, I don't know. I mean, they had to do it, but, you know, seeing them, like, acknowledge it is just, like, silly irritating.
Just the backpedaledness is so funny to me.
Fucking just read the next one. I'm like, really? Yeah, I don't know. I was listening to an interesting discussion about whether the people were discussing whether they thought Bethesda was going to fix Fallout 76 or basically do bare minimum and let it die,
right,
because they don't normally support their games for like an extended amount of time.
Yeah, just kind of push it off, and well, that's what we talked about last time when we're like, give it to the guys doing Elder Scrolls and let them try to create you an actual online world.
Well, the consensus between them seemed to be that they were just going to let it wither and die.
Which very well could be the thing that they hit E3 next year and they go, so we're going to announce a new Fallout. We've never done that before. So
Fallout 77.
Yeah. You guys remember the number 11 to get away from Bethesda for the 5th week in a row. Halo TV has been delayed as the director, Rupert Wyatt, has stepped down. Showtime has blamed the delay on production demands created by the scope of the story.
I'm going to call bullshit on this one.
Why are Halo shows development hell?
Because everyone wants to fight over creative license, I think. I mean, what other reason could there be? I don't believe the production bullcrap because, other shows, unless they're unwilling to dump money into it, which I guess could be the case, but other shows, other movies, other productions don't have these issues. So,
right.
Either you aren't putting enough money into it and want more than what you're willing to pay, or people in the back are fighting over bullshit.
Right. Which, when it comes to Halo, fight.
They're going to kill that franchise.
Yeah, they
with
are.
Their bullshit.
Yeah, they are.
It's already dying.
Later, Master Chief.
I love Halo.
We out.
And the franchise is dying. It's in the process of a very slow, agonizing
Basically,
death.
I have ignored anything post-Reach.
That's what I'm saying. Halo, what was the last one? 3?
5.
Halo 3. Halo 5 was terrible.
I just loved us discussing it. It was before we did a podcast, but we were talking about what Halo 5 would be story-wise because it was Locke versus yada yada. We're going back and forth like, what do you do? I'm like, you kill him. You have to off Chief or he disappears. Like, he has to go away because they have to try to reboot that with not Chief.
Yeah.
He's not eternal. Mm-hmm. He's not the Doomslayer.
But is he, though?
Oh, shit.
No. That's the issue,
Bethesda
though.
makes Halo 76.
They've invested so much into Master Chief that he is Halo. But
at that point...
Halo can't survive just being Master Chief.
Right, which is also the problem, though, when they're saying this Halo Infinite. You could just not make Halo. I know that sounds ludicrous.
Yeah.
But you could just stop and know what Halo was and be like, look at this thing we did.
They're going to pull
Now we're going to still do a space game, but we're not going to follow Chief. We're not going to follow, even if they stayed in the same universe, but went okay, there's a galaxy over there. We're going to go over there.
They're going to, because that worked well for Mass Effect. No,
change your endings.
They're going to do something where Master Chief...
And to be fair, I think that was more of a graphical and, technical problem.
Yeah, true. They're going to do something where they're going to somehow make Master Chief immortal through, whatever tech.
Oh, yeah, cryogenesis, and the suit is... If he ever loses the suit, he'll die that way somehow.
Yeah. They're going to make it some weird thing where, he gets infected by some Prothean bullshit or whatever the frick they're doing. All right. We're on to the Game Awards, it looks like.
That we are. We're on to the biggest, the best story of the week. Not really, I don't know if it's really the best. But there's a lot of stuff. This is all just a list of things that happened during the Game Awards. And then I only mentioned the last award at the bottom, which is Game of the Year, which is probably... You can go look at all the other ones, but it's the only one that we're going to talk about because...
Spoiler alert, all the other ones were mostly won by Red Dead.
Yeah. I stand. Sorry. I just really I don't know, this song is really good. I like it.
It is a good song. No, the music in Red Dead was really good.
It's the same thing, if you ever... I think we did this before. When I looked up God of War soundtrack, and I was just listening to that back again, I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That shit was good.
On with our list, I guess.
All right, let's see what we got here first. Sayonara Wild Hearts.
That was that really vaporwave game.
Is a neon-drenched dreamscape for Switch.
That it was.
Did you have thoughts on that?
Interesting. I mean, I'd have to actually see gameplay because it didn't look like there was any gameplay. It looked like it was just a
I feel
cinematic.
like it was a weird one to open with. But I guess what else would you open with?
I love that he does this. Just jump down.
He is a cat.
True, he does whatever the fuck he wants.
This is true. Let's see here. The odds are against us in Journey to the Savage Planet. What was that? I don't remember that.
That you might have.
Oh,
been,
that was
the open world one. The guy said it's not a survival single player experience, and we all looked at it and went, "That's exactly what you just showed me."
Oh, yeah, I must have missed that one.
Yeah,
I missed a lot of these. I feel like
yeah, you were dealing with the pizza in the beginning. That's what was happening.
Milo and
at the end mostly.
Yeah.
Other than him just being an annoying shit. I love that dog.
He was all right. He was better than he usually is, I feel like, until towards the end when he was getting tired. And then he gets mouthy. Let's see here. The Stanley Parable is heading to consoles in 2019 and VR, right? Was that the other thing?
It looked like VR, but we're not positive about that. Tyler and I
Okay.
just like the idea, so maybe it would happen.
Mm-hmm. I still haven't played that game.
What?
Yeah, I never played it.
I feel like it's one that the more you hear about it, the more it's going to get ruined for you.
I really haven't heard much about it other than like it's good, and I've seen a little bit of gameplay where it's like, you know, I kind of got the premise of the game, which is, yeah, I got to bring him some springs, man. He'd love that crap. Oh, just ran into the wall.
The other night I'm laying in bed and there's a ball that's around here somewhere that I'll sit every now and then in the master and just bounce it off the wall and just catch it, and he just goes apeshit. He'll sit on the bed and like try to reach for it and stuff, but the moment I roll it to him, he's just like, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm like, what the hell? And then the other night it's just been sitting on the bedroom floor and I just hear he's just bouncing it off walls, running around playing with it. I'm like, it's 2 a.m, you asshole. But all right.
Does he like lasers?
I don't have one at the house to like mess with it.
Let's see here. Among Trees promises a colorful survival sandbox.
That one looked very similar to The Long Dark. You probably don't know what that is, but The Long Dark is basically, it looks like that game, but in winter.
Okay, fair. Survival games, is that the thing this year?
That's what we were guessing.
Let's see here. Hey, that's 3 important guys on stage. Oh,
That would be the one and only moment of Sean Layden, Phil Spencer, and Reggie Fils-Aimé.
The Reddit post was hilarious because a lot of people were thinking that they were going to announce crossplay.
Yeah, that would be solid. I also still love the idea that they walk out there and Jeff stands in the middle of them and snaps a pool cue over his leg and drops one half of it, and the thing is like, only one of you leaves, and then just walks away. Very Dark Knight-esque.
Let's see here.
There can only be one major game company.
Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, only on Switch.
Which was interesting, but it also very much looked like it was for Switch, graphic-wise. And it's also, I mean, we've seen Ultimate Alliances on GameCube and stuff like that before, too, so makes sense. Weird. It's still weird that it's only on Switch, but cool because it's just like a fun co-op hangout, beat 'em up.
It's kind of neat to see games exclusive to Switch that aren't
Nintendo. That was an interesting one.
Ancestors, the Humankind Odyssey, that takes you on a 10 million year journey. That was definitely Spore 2. All right, no one can tell me any differently.
I think it was Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, there was
Or
Spore 2,
yeah.
Planet of the Apes.
Spore 2, Ape-Harder.
It just reminded me of that one level of Spore where you're in tribes.
I never played Spore.
That like I hated to do. I don't know though. I mean, it could be interesting. It could be interesting.
It could be interesting to watch somebody play it. I'm probably not about to play it.
We'll see.
I'll tell you what. You buy it. I'll get a 12-pack and sit behind you on the couch and just get drunk and yell "murder the chimpanzee" for the 8 millionth year in Africa.
I don't want to commit, but I am open-minded. Let's see here.
Die apes.
Supergiant's Hades.
That one I'm down for.
Yeah, I remember you distinctly saying you're getting that game.
Yep, that one. It's available in early access right now, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait for a release.
Yeah.
But I'm a Supergiant fan. I loved Bastion. I enjoyed Transistor. Pyre was okay until the end. And my problem with Transistor was that it was great music and yada yada, interesting combat, but the combat always was just slow. And then this is like, what if we said Transistor, but it was all fast and it was a roguelike, and I'm like, oh, I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing. I'll give you the $20.
What if it's more?
It's not.
They already released.
Well, the early access is $20.
What if?
So maybe full release will be 30, but I mean, we've seen that before.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Far Cry New Dawn.
Maybe I'll play it at PAX in the spring.
That's actually
Supergiant
one of
is
those
always
ones you'll see there. Far Cry New Dawn, a post-apocalyptic playground that's basically takes place after Fallout. Takes place after Far Cry 5.
They really haven't still kind of come out to say that this is a Primal level or a Blood Dragon level of like scope. Like Blood Dragon, while is like 15 hours, but it's still, I think they would say that it was an add-on to 3, where Primal they would say is an actual like title.
Yeah.
So I don't know how they want to try to just. It's probably in that same vein where probably at this point to them, Blood Dragon, Primal, and now New Dawn are all the same level.
Yeah.
Of all offshoots of games, where their actual serialized games are the core.
I don't think we got a.
And we're still getting a 6.
Yeah, I don't think we got a definitive resolution on that, and on purpose. But I'm hoping that it does, to some degree, continue the story of Far Cry 5. Just because I want to, the character
he shows up at the end of the trailer.
Yeah, they just didn't seem to make it like apparent whether like that's
my child.
The fucking creep. All right.
I like I was saying when we watched that last night, I kind of want to go back and just watch the cutscenes again because I feel like I've slightly forgotten him. But when I was playing it, he was so prevalent. Like all the characters were captivating in a way, and I need to just kind of watch them again just to put myself back in that universe.
Yeah.
Because like Faith was awesome.
I was talking about this with someone recently because they picked up the game and are playing through it.
Not John. Whoever was that had the hanger, it might have been John, was kind of like whatever. He didn't really do it for me.
He was the first guy, and you spend them by far the most time in his area.
Yeah. Faith was awesome, and I keep wanting to say it's Jacob.
Jacob's the brother, I believe.
The leader?
Yeah, the militant, the Vietnam guy.
Okay, not him.
John's the
overall leader. It's the 3 J's.
What's
what's
the third one then? There's Jacob. There's John. There's
Jingleheimer Schmidt. Hey,
John.
It's stuck in my head now.
I don't know. But I'm
gonna look it up. You keep just going.
The first guy that you go through, you by far spend the most time in his area. And out of the 3, he's probably the least interesting. Faith, you spend the least amount of time in her area, I think. And that's the one that
never mind. I just wanted to make sure you said the word area and not that you spent the most time in her, because I was like, I missed a real big part of the game then.
I don't know. I just wish they would have balanced it out a little bit differently. But and then like I don't know.
Joseph,
yeah.
Joseph's main king dick.
So John's the first one and Jacob's the last one.
Yes.
Yeah. If you do it in that order, because I guess you could.
Yeah, you can do it in whatever order.
Yeah. I mean, they say you can, but really that's the way they want.
The heralds are John, Jacob, and Faith.
Okay. All right, where were we? Scavengers. Scavengers is a winter sci-fi cooperative survival shooter, which reminded me of what was that game called? Helldivers, yeah. Although it could very well not be anything like Helldivers.
Yeah, it could be third person, could be first person, could not be top down.
Yeah, who knows?
Could not be co-op. That'd be really weird at that point.
That would be weird.
Especially because you just said co-op, I'm pretty sure. But
I'm down for some co-op games.
I always like to think that I am, and it was really nice to have all 4 of us back together in the same room again for the first time in 2 years.
I'm always down for a co-op game. I realize that it never will happen.
Right, yeah, same. But it was just one of those things when Dewey and I were talking a little bit today. because we were sending Pokemon gifts back and forth to each other.
Nerds.
Yeah, and he's like, it was really nice having the whole gang back together last night. I was like, it really kind of was like the gang getting back together. We hadn't all been in the same place in 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah,
Tyler hugged me. I was not expecting that. He's like, no, it's been too long. He's like, give me a hug. And I was like, all right, cool.
yeah. We went as we were leaving. He's like, I love you.
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating getting, I don't want to like sound stupid, but like getting older, like it's hard to like make time to do things like that. And as much as I'd like to do more co-op games with people, I just realize that it's like probably not in the cards for the most part.
I think it's just kind of hard at this point because we're all, now we're spread out across systems.
Yep.
Where you're like Battlefield, and they're like, I didn't get it, and I'm like, I have it on PC, and you bought it for PS4, so now we're like,
Yeah.
Yep.
And everyone's like, it's kind of bizarre, but I feel like everyone's interests have also diverged like way more than I would have expected.
Yeah, we've kind of dipped off the deep end, but that's also what's the funny thing is when you talk about Tadui, who we built a gaming PC for, and I'm like, you're playing Binding of Isaac, bro. Oh, anyway, like I have so many games you could just pay $15 and play Battlefield with me.
Yeah.
Nope.
Crash Team Racing remastered for modern consoles in June.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Not that anyone didn't see that coming.
There's your June release. Welcome to E3, Sony.
Dead by Daylight's latest update brings a new chapter and killer and map.
I was unaware of how many killers they had in that game.
I
knew they had like 3. I knew of 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I knew of 3 of them.
I'm so out of the loop on that game entirely.
Well, it's also because Friday got told to stop making it.
Yeah.
Because Friday got in that weird lawsuit with copyright.
Yep. And like that's just not like I don't do the horror stuff really. So it's
like,
also
another one where it's like I don't think I would ever play that alone.
Yeah.
Not for being horror or anything, but it's like it's a team based, it's a 1v5 situation or 4 situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play those games with randoms. It's not fun. If I have somebody else on my team, like if you and I were on the Survivor team, it'd be one thing. But it's still just like I'd play it for probably an hour, maybe 2, and then be like, all right.
Monster Hunter
kind of evolved, but not as in depth. Like Evolve was in depth, which is weird to say looking back. Like
I really want something like
Evolve
Left
got
4
like
Dead.
Evolve got like poo-pooed after so long.
Yeah,
but it still had a pretty cool concept, and having character classes and abilities and stuff like that made it unique. And then Dead by Daylight's like, oh, what if we just give the hunter the abilities, and now these guys can't do anything the entire time? And it kind of switched it. It went from 4 people hunting a beast to the beast hunting 4 people.
Yeah. Boo 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 boo. Monster Hunter Ask Dauntless is coming to Switch, Xbox One, and PS4 PS4 and mobile, I should say, next year.
Interesting.
I feel like Dauntless has been like
Kenny and I have talked about it on this before.
Mm-hmm.
We've got like 10 hours into it on PC. When we played, empty.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say. There was like only 4 monsters or something, and you just had to kill them over and over. And I was like, it's not like it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that was because of it was in beta or what. So we'll see. I think it's a really bad way to say it, but it's baby's Monster Hunter. If that makes sense. Like normally you would say like baby's first RPG.
Yeah,
it's Pokemon. It's just it's almost derogatory way to describe it, but it is. There's a very complex level to it, but it's also very simple.
You think they're trying to like hit a mainstream chord with it?
Kind of, but I mean, even if you just look at its art style, like it's not as insane, and it's not as intense in the like all the stuff you can do or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just a more simplified version of it. So it might take off on the Switch because Monster Hunter World isn't on the Switch. So maybe it'll find a spot there. I just think on everything else that your other option is Monster Hunter World. I don't know why you would choose that over that.
Yeah. The Last Campfire is a new adventure from No Man's Sky's developer Hello Games. Hello Games.
What? Did I miss that one?
What? The Last Campfire?
I guess I missed that it was developed by Hello Games. I remember seeing the trailer. I just didn't see that part.
I have no fucking idea what this one's about at all.
Well, there's a campfire. And it's the last one.
All right, cool. There you go. I feel like I didn't even watch the show. Like, I don't know. Like,
Well, there was also a bunch of moments where I was just staring at the screen, but we were all having really loud conversations with each other. But I just purposely never looked at anybody and just stared at the screen.
okay, maybe that's what happened to me then. I don't know. Let's see here. Obsidian showed off their new first-person RPG, The Outer Worlds. People online making a big deal out of it because it low-key shit on Bethesda.
From the original creators of Fallout.
Yeah. From the creators of Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
The Mayan.
It's there was the surprise Pikachu meme
I didn't
with
see it.
Bethesda
Oh, yeah,
and
okay.
Obsidian.
Mhm.
We want to make a new Pokemon game. No. Welcome to Fallout Space. Bethesda.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was that one, and then there was also the one of the guy giving like the locker room talk to his bros of like, don't pre-order it. Don't pre-order it. It's just like, don't hype this up. We're going to ruin it if we hype it up. Don't do it.
I want Obsidian
Looked-
to do well.
Looked good. I'm holding off. We're
Yes.
going to see.
Yes. Did they say what systems it was for?
I didn't see it. I don't remember seeing a designation.
Because I would assume it's weird. It's weird now.
I would assume three things. I would assume PC,
Yes.
PS4, and Xbox.
That's the weird part because I mean it's the game's obviously been in development for a while.
Yep.
They didn't give a release date, right? I don't think they did.
I don't think so.
And Obsidian was purchased by Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering like how far into development it is if Microsoft can be like, hey,
Exclusivity deal. Yeah.
yeah, like hey,
We have to see.
not that it really affects me because I mean if it did come out,
We
I'd
can
just
get
get it for
get around it with the PC
Yeah.
situation.
maybe I don't know. My PC's getting pretty long in the tooth.
Ooh, boy, time for them upgrades.
Don't have that though.
Don't have that money.
And it's in that note, it's getting. I'm genuinely like getting agita about it because
Ooh.
Nvidia's kiboshed the 1080s, and they're becoming very hard to find.
Yeah.
1070 Ti's have been hitting those low price points, and the assumption across the internet is that Nvidia is like, hey, you fucking sell these things and get rid of them. And that's going to become like the 20 series. push.
We need to force you on a 20 series.
Yeah. And then you have the tariffs hitting the beginning of the new year.
Yeah.
If that doesn't, if they don't come to an agreement. So I don't know. I mean, like it's Christmas time. I don't have the money to buy a new video card. I won't until
I'm spending money on everybody else that isn't me for the most part.
Yeah. So it's like, do I try to squeeze it in whatever, or do I wait and potentially basically price myself down a tier in a video card, which would be terrible. Anyways,
Yeah, we got a lot. So
don't pressure.
I'm not trying to pressure. I'm just saying like
PUBG's new snow map hits PC test servers last night. 2 nights.
cool. Fix your game.
Atlas is a new gigantic survival MMO from ARK Survival Evolved team.
Honestly, we were all pretty surprised by that. Because that was the one that we all said, what if this was Sea of Thieves?
Yeah. That one did look good. The Pathless is the next project from the creators of is it Abzu?
Abzu. Welcome to 2 hours of prettiness, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Wizards of the Coast get serious with Magic Arena with massive esports push.
I think they said $10 million in prize money between digital and card tournaments this year. They're coming up in 2019, so that's pretty big.
Yeah. Magic, I think, has only gotten more popular.
Yep.
BioWare made a Dragon Age 4 teaser.
Yep. Talking about a wolf.
Yep. Solus
Our boy.
in there.
I have to go through and reread all the choices I made.
Yeah, that's going to be a mess. New trailer for Psychonauts 2.
Cool. Doesn't bother me.
Mortal Kombat 11 is set for April, and it
Cool.
had like a really insane trailer.
Always love watching those trailers. I love watching the trailers and people play the game that aren't me.
Yeah, who are actually good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. Stranger Things is getting a 16-bit game that follows the events of Season 3.
I think we knew something about that beforehand.
Knew of it, I think. Rage 2 launches on May 14th. Still looks like insane fun.
That's true.
Yeah.
But May 14th, and with everything else going on, it will probably get pushed for my playlist.
Ooh. What else is coming out in this season?
Division's going to be like a month before that. Like or 2 months before that. So that's
You
still
think it'll
play time for me.
it'll catch the tail?
That spring window has so many things in it that I'm already going to have pushed stuff into May anyway. So
I think we're going to see something interesting. I don't know. I'm curious how spring's going to play out for our group of people that we play games with.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Because I think it's going to get split up a little bit.
I mean, we already are, so.
Yeah. Persona 5's Joker is making it into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
True.
And last is God of War, won Game of the Year.
Deservedly.
Yes, it did. Definitely deserve it.
Boy.
It's a...
I still know you didn't know that it was Stargate guy.
I didn't know that. Like, how did you know that?
They made a big deal about it when
I didn't follow. See, like when God of War
was chosen or whatever.
When God of
because
War,
it's not Kratos from before was the whole thing.
Yeah, when God of War first started, like I had no interest because I've never played any God of War games. So like until it came out and I saw it and people were like, "This is actually really good," then I was like, "Oh, I guess I should probably take a look at
I just remember seeing some stuff right when it came out because I was the same way. I didn't play any of the beginning ones, but people were like, "New Kratos does a pretty good job," and then somebody was like, "Something. He's from Stargate."
Yeah.
And then if you look in the Reddit comments discussing him or discussing the game of the year and the moment of him saying, "Read it, boy," like that, they're all like, whatever his name was from Stargate, they're all like, "Man, he looks really different."
Yeah.
Like, what's up with the facial hair? But yeah, pretty solid week. The show went really well, I think.
Yeah. Better than last year, I think, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's one of those ones where Jeff actually listens to the audience.
Yeah, he tries.
Of, like, actual criticisms, like, don't do this. This was really cringy, yada, yada. And just kind of to keep making it better and better.
Yeah. And they really seem to catch on to the... Everyone seems to caught on to the idea that, like, let's make it about, like, celebrating games and not, like, being too ridiculous.
Yeah. There were still some weird moments this year, but nothing that was as meme-worthy as, like, Gillette.
A fucking razor.
Robot, yeah. Deals, Matt. We got deals this week, and then we're done. This is how we're wrapping it up. We're at like an hour and a half. So, Humble Bundle has refreshed for the month of December. The monthly ones for December are the Just Cause 3 XXL edition, Wizard of Legend, and Project Cars 2. And then you get more on January 4th.
Solid.
Then there is also on Humble the Yogscast Jingle Jam, which is going to be adding a game. I think they're live streaming, raising money for charity. But they do this every year. We called it out last year too. They will be doing, they add one game each day to their bundle all the way through till December. Till December. Till I believe Christmas. So there's already a bunch in there. And more to come. PlayStation Plus games for December. PS4, you're going to get Soma and Onrush. PS3, you get Steridon and Steins Gate. And for Vita, you get Iconoclast and Papers, Please. Xbox Live games with gold for the month of December. Cube 2, available from December 1st to the 31st on Xbox One. Never Alone, available from December 16th to January 15th on Xbox One. Dragon Age 2, available from December 1st to the 15th on Xbox One and 360. And Mercenaries Playground of Destruction, available from December 16th to the 31st on Xbox One and 360. And if you have Twitch Prime, you have Amazon. No, you don't. Sorry. If you have Twitch Prime, you get these games. Remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Just link the accounts. Hacknet. Follow the instructions of a recently deceased hacker in this terminal-based hacking simulator. I've played it. It's pretty good. Poi. Explore uncharted lands, compete in challenge levels, and meet quirky characters and defeat comical creatures in this 3D platformer featuring 2 kids on a grand adventure. Smoke and Sacrifice. Sachi, a mother forced to give up her son, adventures into a grotesque underworld on a quest that will lead her to a darker truth. And the SNK Bundle, which is getting 5 games from SNK, which are Polestar, Metal Slug 2, Samurai Showdown 2, Fatal Fury... Oh, god damn it. Last night, man. Fatal Fury Special, and Baseball Stars 2.
Yeah, I didn't see the furry make it into the list.
He would have if we were going through all the awards. But he's not a game announcement, so he doesn't count. But that's it. We're done. Folks, go get your new amiibos. It's Smash season. And then I guess if you like Kingdom Hearts or whatever, you got that to look forward to. But anyway, that's been it for this week. We're going to try not to be here at midnight next week. Goodbye.